Hello, it's Vlogmas and it's snowing. What wonderful timing. I woke up this morning to snow on the ground. It was just a light dusting, but it was enough to have to clear the driveway, which my husband did. I didn't do it. But he went out there and ran the shovel up and down the driveway a few times. And it's really pretty out there. I love it. I might not be saying the same thing in February when the roads are all crusty and horrible to drive on, but right now I'm loving it. I dug out my non-traditionally coloured Santa hat for Vlogmas Day 1. I'm way too hot, but I can handle that for a little while. And I found myself the perfect mug. This is going to be my Vlogmas mug. I got this at the thrift store the other day for $2.99. The only downside to it is that every time I read the front of it, I start to sing the song, and it's getting a little tiring already. Never mind. Don't tell my husband, but I also bought him one, and I will give him it at Christmas, but he doesn't know about it yet. It's okay, even though I made him subscribe to the channel, he doesn't watch my videos. I'm pretty sure he doesn't anyway. He gets enough of me outside of the videos. So I managed to get a little film of the snow this morning. I also got a little film of my new toenails. I went for a pedicure a couple of days ago with my friend Jane, and I got sparkly red nails. So that feels kind of special because it feels really Christmassy. It's only the third time ever I've had a pedicure. But they last forever because they bake that stuff on there and it lasts for months. So basically it has to grow out, which is perfect because low maintenance is my middle name, as well as slapdashery being my other middle name, of course. So I should say I'm Nicola, if you haven't already watched any of my vlogs. I'm Nicola. I live in British Columbia in Canada. Obviously, I didn't grow up here. You can probably tell by the accent. I'm an immigrant to Canada, but we have been here since 1994, so it feels like home. And I'm looking forward to vlogging every day again. Vlogtober was an adventure, and I feel like I should have a handle on this daily vlogging thing by now. So what am I going to do for Vlogmas? Well, I have a loose plan. Mostly, I'm just going to wing it. I am going on holiday tomorrow. We're flying to Victoria in British Columbia and staying at a condo, an Airbnb. So we're going to be there for a week. We always try and get away at this time of the year because it's my husband's birthday next week and it's also our wedding anniversary. This year, it'll be 36 years. As my husband said, must be due for parole by now. So there's going to be a lot of travel vlogging in the next week. We fly first thing tomorrow morning. We've got to be at the airport at like 5 o'clock in the morning. That's going to be fun. But at least it's just a short flight and pick up a rental car and then head off to our Airbnb. Of course, we won't be able to get into it straight away because we fly in the morning and we probably can't get in until the afternoon. But that's okay. We've got plans for tomorrow. We already have identified a cool Christmas market to visit. And we also need to pick up a few groceries so that we can have lunches and breakfasts at the condo. I will be taking one crochet project because it's been languishing and I need to work on it. I really, really need to work on it. I'll also be taking this cute little kit here, which I bought at Thread and Paper in Salmon Arm. How long ago was it? A month ago? Can't remember exactly. I did talk about it. Maybe it was in Vlogtober, actually. So in Vlogtober. In October, because I think it might have been one of my Vlogtober updates. So a couple of months ago. What am I saying? October wasn't that long ago. Anyway. Get it together, Nicola. So I did get a little film also of the Christmas tree. My oldest son and I went out to get the tree yesterday. We just went to Home Depot. Gone are the days when we went out to the boonies and cut one down ourselves. It was awesome to do that at least a few times, because obviously in Britain that was not something you could do. So what we used to do is you just had to go to a certain website and print off a permit. And as long as you went to one of the approved places to cut the tree, you could take one home. Now, 10-minute drive to Home Depot. They're not cheap either. It was $55 for a 6-foot tree. They're just getting more and more expensive at the moment. Even the supermarkets ones were for over $50. But anyway, I picked one that looked like it was fairly thick. And of course, you never really know till you take all the string off it what it's going to look like. But this one looks pretty. And because I was the only one around this morning and the tree had had overnight to sort of relax into shape and suck up some fresh water, I thought, I'm just going to get it done. My youngest son's always the most keen to get a tree. I don't think the others would care particularly, but he's always the one who says, it's time to get the tree, Mum. And he helped me carry it out to the car and lashed it to the roof rack. So that was nice. There's one thing Vlogmas does, and that helps you get a little bit more organized, I think, because otherwise you might let things slide. I also have my snowman quilt up here, and I also have some fun placemats which I made out of quilt panels last year. I'll show you a couple of them. We've got Season's Bleatings and Bar Humbert. I put that one at my husband's place. He kind of liked it. It wasn't really purposeful, I don't think. Anyway, this is a Jingle Owl the Way. And Fala Lama. So there's 8 of those, I think. And bring them out at this time every year. I made some more little gifts. Now, during December, I've been making a lot of small gifts without a specific plan for who they're going to necessarily. The plan is closer to Christmas, figure out who I'm going to give gifts to, and then make little piles and stuff them into little gift bags or something. But I know who these are going to. I made 4 of these. And they are teacup shaped zipper pouches. So I made some of the teacup coasters by the same YouTuber. She's Chanita Handmade. And I made some teacup coasters, and they were really easy and quick. These, fiddly. I think these 4, I batch sewed them, so I was doing each stage on each one as I went. At least 3 hours. 3 hours, I think it was. I think I went downstairs about 6:30 in the evening. Didn't get done till 9:30. They're cute, but I don't think I'm going to make any more. So the front looks like that, and it has a little handle. She uses fabric for a handle. I used this twill tape, and then has a cute little T-tag type looking thing on the front with a button, and then on the back you've got the zipper part. And I made them all the same except for the zippers, because I was just using stash zippers. So 2 of them just have cream zippers, and these 2 have taupe ones, which are actually invisible zippers, but they work. So that's 4 more little things to add to the pile of stuff that I have made. There's something extra cozy about being indoors while it's snowing outside. I'm down in the sewing room. I completely skipped lunch because I got all excited about sewing something. I was down here getting a different bag for my festoon shawl project because it was in a sort of very springy, flowery looking bag, and I felt like it needed to be in something Christmassy, so I put it in this bag here. It coordinates with the quilt on my dining room wall. It was made with the same range of Christmas fabric, and I had made the wall quilt out of a panel and used some of the panel on the back of the quilt, but also had enough to make this bag. So it's a lot of fun. Got some buttons that I added on it as well. Made that a few years ago. The quilt and the bag hung up at work for a while on display. So that's fun. So that's got a much more Christmassy vibe now. But what I decided I wanted to make was a special bag with also something seasonal for my cross-stitch kit that I just unpacked. So I made myself a gnome bag. I used this fabric here, which has been in the stash for a little while. Well, at least since last year, I suspect. And oh, there's a big thread hanging out of it. And so what I did is then I hunted around in the stash to find something that would go with the lining, for the lining. I had a red zipper in the stash there. And I used, of course, buffalo plaid for the inside. And because the buffalo plaid is a flannelette, I thought, oh, it's going to stretch like mad when I try and sew it. So I added SF101, which is a medium weight woven fusible interfacing to the lining. And I also added Thermolam, which is fusible fleece to the outside. So it's lovely and squishy. And I didn't include a tab for a handle. So what I did is I've snapped it to the side. When I did the zipper that hangs out outside the bag so it opens nice and wide, I decided I wanted it to attach to the bag here. I did have to trim the zipper a little bit because it was really long, but this tab is a perfect place for a snap. Oh, interruptions. Where was I? Yes. Because I wanted the bag to open wide, I have the end of the zipper hanging out here. I trimmed off some of it because it was really long. It could have gone further down, but the pliers that I have for my cam snap type snaps, I've only got a very small throat there. So I decided that I would make them fit as far as there. So there's a snap right through the outer and the lining down here so that I can snap it there and make a little handle. And then the other side, I tucked away the ends of the zipper into the top seam so they didn't interfere with the side seam. And actually that worked out all right. Not perfect, but it worked out the way I wanted it to work out. So that's going to be for my little dog cross-stitch kit. And because I wanted an extra little pocket inside, actually I was going to make it to actually snap to the inside of the bag. I forgot about that bit. I'll do that afterwards. But I made a little vinyl pocket to go with it. It's just a very, very small piece of clear vinyl that I had kicking around in a drawer. And I put red bias binding around the edges, put a red snap on it, tucked a little piece, extra square of vinyl behind that snap there as reinforcement. It's very rough, but it'll hold my embroidery needle and scissors, hopefully without them poking through. But yes, I just remembered I was going to make it so that it attached inside here, which may not work out really unless I figure out a place I don't mind having a snap showing on the outside of the bag. Should have thought about that ahead of time. I might do that, I might not. It might just have to go in there with all the bits for my embroidery. Boom. Okay, no sooner said than done. I have done it. So I used a white snap, so it's not too noticeable. Obviously it stands out more on the inside, but who's going to be looking at that? So I used a white snap and a white snap on here. And that way this can attach inside here as a little detachable pocket. I'm really pleased with that. I've put my cross stitch thing in there. I've taken my floss and I've put it in a little piece of card with holes on, because that's what I've seen other people do, is that if they want to keep their floss organized, they attach it to a card. Actually, one thing I haven't yet done is written the symbols next to the colors, because there are 3 reds and 2 of them are quite similar, and I wasn't sure which was which at first, so I had to actually count how many cross stitches there were going to be of each red and figure out which had more, because there were 2 strands of one of the other. I haven't done any packing yet. I need to have my packing done today. I need to sort some more laundry out, so that's what I need to go and do. It's after 4. It's getting dark outside, and now we get to appreciate the lights on the tree. And here we are at the end of day 1. It's almost 9 o'clock and I have to get up super early in the morning, because we really should be at the airport by 5. So that means leaving here at 4:30 and getting up at 3:30? No way, that can't be right. That cannot be right. That time doesn't exist for me. Anyhow, we had a nice surprise this evening. We had UPS deliver a couple of boxes to us, and we had some goodies from my husband's Vancouver boss. So we got a smaller pack of tea, and we got this big basket too. Haven't even looked to see what's in it yet, but I'm putting it under the tree for later on. That was nice of him. All right, I'm going to sign off now and get this uploaded to YouTube. So I'll see you again tomorrow with my eventful first day of my holiday. Hopefully not too eventful. Eventful in a good way. Let's just say that. See you tomorrow.